Well, today we explain about the inspiration and motivation about that video of the interview about Will Smith. Will Smith has a great time with his life. And the chapter one, the great that exists in us. He said, "Not greatest, wonderful, elusive. He believed and he will die for. He think what happiness is we make the situation more complex because we are looking for complex." He says, on other hand, we did not grow up with that sense that we were going to be, we grew up with this senses that we were almost did not matter because we were becoming something greater. In the chapter 2, he there is not shortcut to success. The difference between talent and skill is one greatly misunderstood concept for people who are trying to excel, who have dreams that want to do things. Talents are natural. A skill is only developed by hours by hours. About that, about that, that 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 paragraph is, for example, I remember I don't know, 5 years ago, and I I was studying graphic designer, and and we and we had in those days, I was interested about the photography. So year, hour by hour, next months, years, I developed that skill. Uh, how I developed this skill with hours, months, and sometimes I go with my friend, take a photo of of the city, outside the city, sorry, or sometimes I have a little work of photography, of wedding photography. So that skill I developed. It's not talent. It's a skill that I have. Another part says, while the other guys is sleeping, I am working. What other guys eating, I am working. It's a habit that I want. Sometimes during the week, sometimes I wake up early, like 3 a.m., 2 a.m., sometimes 4 a.m., and sometimes I read, I study, I work, I work, I work in my in, in photography or graphic design. So that tip really improve in our lives. If you don't have study, if you don't really hard and dedicate yourself to paint every single day, that is true. For example, I almost every day I run in the Villa Olímpica. So now I am a little thing. Uh, 1 month ago, I was a little chubby. So every single day That is true. Lay one brick at a time. He says try to build a wall, build the biggest, fattest, greatest. Whatever builder start going to lay this brick that's perfectly as brick can be laid. You don't every single day. In that case, for example, a graphic designer. For example, if I build a design, I don't know, a website, uh, I've, a website for a client, I think we have to, like he say, one one brick perfectly because you work one brick and other brick and other brick, and finally you build all the wall. The wall will be a good work, an excellent work. Represent an idea. I represent idea. I represent possibilities. I want to represent idea that you really can make, that you want. Other part say you have to believe. The first, the first step before anybody else in the world is believe in yourself. Have to believe. Uh, I agree with him because I think to has a great life in in every every thing we do. We have to believe in our in us, in us. So if you believe uh, in yourself, I think that all the things that all the things we make, all the things will uh, will be good, will be perfectly. Nothing is unrealistic. Being realistic is the most common travel to rob mediocrity. Others say you really gotta focus. Focus with all fever on all your heart and all your creativity. I think is one fact in life. That is I think it's very correct. Like he say, if you don't have a focus in the life, you don't have a direction. You if you want to do things perfectly, you have to put all your heart, put all your creativity, all your fear. Attack your fears. He hates, scared to do something he and think what developed in his early days, what attitude that started attacking the thing he was scared. In that case, I think if you have scared about something, you don't have you really never have do the things perfectly, because if you have scared, never uh, never want to do that thing. So I think we have to to attack the fears, to lose the fears, for 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 have success in life. Be willing to die for the truth. You can be scared to die. The truth is the only thing that ever going to constant. And finally, protect your dream. You got a dream, you have to protect it. Finally, well, I think that part is the best part of the video, because if you have a dream, follow that dream, protect it, fight the dream, and the success in our lives, uh, uh, they will end.